And then we just had his aunt, the sister of his adopted mom, who took him in, who was on the phone call when the Catholic nuns called and said, we have a little baby that needs a home. And then she got on the train and went to Manhattan to pick up the baby. Like, very cool puzzle pieces to the story.
One of the main things, because we can recreate all that, I'm curious if he has anything, photos, anything that anybody might have from that childhood is so key. Obviously, we will give those back. We'll just digitize them and hand them right back to him. So any video, too, from back then.
Right.
Okay, cool. Did he ever discover that he has an affinity for music in whatever capacity or whatever it is that ties him to the DNA? That's why I always identified with that.
Yeah, we touched on a couple of those pieces, the nature versus nurture,
Great.
and it came online, and he was like, wait, whoa, this is that. Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Awesome.
Okay, brother. Thanks for the call. Keep doing your thing. If you need anything, I'm here for you. That's so exciting.
Thank you. Let's follow up soon about Ian, because we'll have all this footage, and we'll need to start cutting that into the next sizzle. That'll be our next checkpoint. If you want to check in with Ian, or do you want me to, let me know.
I will, for sure.
Amazing. Have an amazing
All
day.
right, brother.
Talk soon.
Yeah, you too. Big love, man.
Big love. Talk soon. Peace. Wow, so that was mentor Martin Gigi, and he has become such a significant character in my life. And really, if I'm being honest, he's a big piece of what has sparked Sasha and I into making this film. I think the first picture I ever saw of him, I remember being on a phone with him it was a 2-hour call. I just taken a pause from mowing the lawn in Texas. Sasha had said he's a filmmaker that she got connected to through Alice Cooper's manager. I remember taking out my phone, I Googled Martin Gigi. This is the first picture I remember seeing. So I'm like, okay, bro is musical. This was the second picture I saw, where it's literally him telling Dennis Quaid what to, hey, look at that. I was like, oh, that's who I'm talking to. So, pretty cool dude, and very inspired by how he's lived his life. So that's about it. Here we are, several hours in to day 3. Day 3, Finding Fleetwood, the documentary, the experience. We just did Kathleen, her interview, which is fascinating because she's Fleetwood's adopted mom's sister. So she actually was there when she found out that Fleetwood was a tiny baby needing to be given to foster care. And then through him turning into one of their own, even 40 years later when he found out that the Nugent family had some type of connection to his life. So it's really cool, man. Just feels like such a obvious example of like the universe is so big and there is a maestro. There really is a maestro, and there's always an orchestration happening. Sometimes we're in a chapter where it's obvious. Sometimes we're in a chapter where it is not obvious, and you're not in the know. You know when you're not in the know? No, I don't know. You know when you're not in the know. That's the whole thing about not knowing. You're not in the know. Here we are with Dennis and Brandon, and we're doing our best to document it in a cool way, in an interesting way, in a fascinating way, that hopefully it ends up looking like a really amazing assembled documentary film. And I think also, what is the mission? What's the intention behind this film? Processing our own, first and foremost, we're processing our own trauma and siblings. We're processing our own family. It's a family mystery. And I think because we're doing it with the intention to heal, like, we're not angry, we're in love, we're in care. And the intention behind us processing our family miracle is that hopefully it can serve others and benefit others who are also maybe in proximity to adoption or unsure of family components or identity. And whether you are adopted or whether you are near someone who is adopted or whether your family has adopted, all the different ways in which we can be near to this experience, not being with your birth family. Whether you end up finding them or you don't, hopefully this story can be inspiring along the lines of hope and faith that we are always going to be assembled with the ones that we're meant for, and that God is working. There is some type of a plan. there is some type of an orchestra happening, assembling all of us. I just feel so humbled and grateful to be participating, let alone involved as a member of the thing. Thanks for watching. Can't wait for you to see the final thing. I can't wait to see the final thing.